Hello. It's June 2nd, 2020. Yesterday, I had this interesting idea of something of a modification that I could do to my Taranis QX7. And what that mod was what if we put an FPV video feed in place of its menu screen? I mean, you can see here, like, it still works. The internals of the radio, perfectly working normally. You just don't get this screen to configure it, which would have gone there. And I was actually able to pull this off in one day. Amazingly, I didn't think it was possible, but let me just show you real quick what this thing can do. Yes, sir. What you're looking at right now, can I focus that? What you are looking at right now is a live video feed from my Canex Turbo EOS 2 on the FR Sky Taranis QX7. Now this really is something. So how did I do this? So you may ask. Actually, wait, before I explain how it works, there's also one more thing I want to show you. You see that trainer port, or where the trainer port used to be? That's right. This is an AV-in cable. Yesterday, I was able to plug in our family's Nintendo Wii and literally, I can now play Super Smash Bros. On my drone controller. Pretty insane, right? Well, pretty insane it was. The modification was actually pretty cool too. Basically down here, these were the menu button for my cheap Chinese goggles that I got the screen from. So this is the menu. You can adjust stuff AV, and then you can select AV in, so then it would take the input from that. Or you can do the AV, and this AV is wired to my Furious FPV True D Diversity 4.0, of course, with the outstanding Lumineer Axie 2 Diversity combo. And what's really cool is the menu is fully working, as you can just see there. So, without further ado, I'll just tear this thing down real quick, not too much, and I will just show you how I did this, because I think it's pretty cool. I don't know about you. Okay, how am I gonna do this with one hand? Well, we'll figure out a way. So first off, I'm gonna take off this, and yeah, there we go. Uh-oh, that got unplugged. Okay, that's fine. Basically, there we go. That's the module that you would plug that in. It just works, okay? It's not meant to look pretty. Right over here, you can see I had to create a custom battery pack for this, because this blue one, made out of two 18650 salvaged from an old laptop. This one is for powering the radio, as you can see there. And this one plugs in, this one goes to the LCD screen, which, hey, where's my screwdriver? Excuse me. Who are you? I gotta clean up this place. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay. Let's see here. That's not the... This is a really nice screwdriver set, by the way. The iFixit. I think it's like 64-bit. I got it way, like 5 years ago. It's really fantastic. Come on. I think this is the wrong bit. I'm sorry if this is a little bit boring, but I don't really see any other way. So I only installed 2 of these screws so that I can take this thing apart easier. This is where it gets pretty exciting. Actually, can I take that part out? Okay, we're having a little bit of trouble taking out that pin header. Here, I'm just gonna set this down real quick and just keep talking. So, about yesterday, just looked at my Chinese goggles. Oh no. And I'm like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? These are just lying around collecting dust. They have to be put to good use somewhere. So, all right, here we go. So this is where it gets real exciting here. Let's just unscrew this main board. And this is really hard to do. Yeah, see that? That was my old goggles. They kind of broke. We'll just say that, due to some unfortunate circumstances. But I had a lot of fun modeling that one. Maybe I'll show that one in another video because I did document it, the process. Let's see. All right, we're gonna take this board out here. As you can see, right here, we're gonna have to take the menu button out too. If you want to know what model of the Chinese goggle, it was the Ishin VR06, I believe. As you can see, that right there. This is where it's all happening. Now, of course I didn't design this PCB, but if you look at all the components on it, it's really quite simple. You just have this. You have the main processor basically. You have the charge port there, and then just some other ICs for handling, power management, the LCD, and interfacing with what used to be the receiver module. I used my hot air rework station and a soldering iron to take out the receiver module, which was actually right there. And what's really interesting is, see those pins that says audio, AV, VBAT, ground? That actually directly correlates to these pins. But this VBAT is directly from that VBAT, and I just wanted a more stable voltage. So instead, I just took out the whole module. And if you look on Immersion RC's website for the SPI, like API rapid fire documentation or whatever, they have the pinout for their module there, and you can. It's basically the same for the TrueD 4.0 because it's Fat Shark goggle compatible. So I just made a simple adapter there, and you can just look online the pinouts for. This is just the generic module that's probably uses the Richwave RTC 607 6 one of the, okay, it probably is not the 6075, but it's the Richwave RTC something. Probably one of those chips that they use them in all the FPV products. And essentially what happens is when you boot up into the menu, you can kind of trick this thing into thinking that your module, whether it be a TrueD or a Rapid Fire or a TBS Fusion, you can kind of trick that into thinking that that's the original receiver module. And what we have over here, you can see 2 green wires. The one at the top, that's ground for the AV in, and the one at the bottom, you can see soldered to the SMD resistor. That is the AV. That's the AV input. And that goes to this wire, which of course is that female AV connector. And I just use double-sided tape there because I don't have a hot glue gun. And the reason why I had to do that was because the pad up there, that pad right there, I accidentally ripped that one off while soldering. So I had to trace, just real simple, trace that PCB line down to that connection there. You know what? This is going to be a lot more simple if I use a pointer device. Let me just get one of my ESD tweezers and show you. So, as you can see, right there, this pin goes up there to the AVN, and you can see how that trace goes bam, 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 bam to there, and then that. Basically, your point is this is your AVN directed from there. How did I mount this? Well, this is where the LCD used to be. I basically just ripped it out and just used some double-sided tape around and replaced it. So instead of having the original QX7 screen, now you've got this nice screen that actually looks pretty slick, to be honest, because I put electrical tape to mask the white outline of the LCD. Other thing, also how I said I got rid of the trainer port. That was just so I didn't have to cut a hole. So yeah, SMD workstation, hot air workstation plus soldering iron. The power combo right there got the job done real quick. I was actually going to try to see if I can use this. This is actually the microphone jack for the AVN. So what I was originally intending is to take one of the connections here going out to the wires here, snip that one going to the main board here, and then hardwire that one to to the AV part. But then I realized I believe it's this. It was this pin, I think. I may be wrong, but at least that's in my testing. I found that this one was the one, and it seems to work for me. And this one is connected to the ground plane in the PCB, so I'm unfortunately not able to use that, which I was actually kind of bummed out because it would have been really, really slick if we could have been able to literally have the capability to plug your AV input into the, I don't know, headphone jack. That would have just been so epic. But I mean, you can't have everything the way you want. What else did I do here? Not much. I mean, I got rid of the battery connector port over here. And you can see over here how I just soldered that on. So, yeah. This is a very fun project for me. So fun that I basically ditched all my work that day I'm just focused on doing this and trying to figure out how to get it to work. But in the end, I hope this helps some people. Helps those radio modders out there. I don't really know of anyone else that's done something like this, but what I can say is that kind of reminds me of the old TBS Tango. You know, the one that wasn't very popular, but now the Tango 2 is popular. It's kind of like that. And one more thing I should probably talk about is this 18650 pack. For those of you who may not know how how the balance connector works, it's really quite simple. This tattoo one has the wrong color code, but basically the one to the far the wire to the far left to the far right is ground, so that's this wire. Then you have 1S and then 2S voltage. So that means for the 1S you would just directly wire it to the first cell, and then the 2S to the second cell, and then keep going on from there for the more cells you go. And yeah,